Hi guys, thanks for coming back. Hi, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, good. Thanks for coming back.
Yes.
Um, right. So you were telling me about your company. You gave us the history of the name, Adeyemi Artistry. Yeah. So what is the mission of this company? What are your plans for it? Or what are you doing with it?
Well, the mission is to heal
Mhm,
and inspire the world through words, um, whether it be
mhm,
through my poetry, my
mhm,
performances, whether
mhm,
it be through the greeting cards I create,
mhm,
whether it be the programs, the poetry, creative writing, the poetry and creative writing programs that I have.
mhm,
Um, I mean, all the facets of them uplift and inspire and heal
mhm,
as many people as they touch or as they see or come across.
mhm.
That's my mission and intent with the company.
Right. What programs do you have in place now that you're working on? You mentioned doing the work at Rikers Island. Is there any other projects that you're working on you want to tell us about?
Yes, yes, yes. So I currently have a virtual poetry creative writing program through
Mhm,
my company. It's called Sacred Scribes. It is a weekly virtual poetry creative writing platform. So it's
mhm.
on Sundays. It actually starts next week. The fall edition starts next week. So if you
Okay.
go on to my my Instagram, my business Instagram page, this is Adeyemi Artistry. You will see
Mhm.
the flyer. You'll see how you can subscribe to it. We have a teen session and an adult session.
Nice.
Um, yes, so that if those times work for you, that's great. I also teach another virtual online session through this company called Course Horse.
Mhm,
Um, I have a contract together with ACS to work with some of the youth that are there as well.
mhm, mhm,
So doing my best to be accessible and available to as many of our youth as possible and adults because I feel that adults have a lot of things that need to get off as well too. I feel that women have created beautiful spaces for them to let out things, but I don't feel that
mhm,
there is enough spaces for black men, um,
mhm,
especially black men who are doing a phenomenal job of being courageous, of being, husbands, fathers, just being present.
mhm,
It's a lot of weight to carry. People always say the weight of carrying a crown.
mhm,
Sometimes it can be very, very heavy.
mhm,
When do we take it off? When do we get a moment to put it down for a moment?
mhm,
A lot of men, I don't see it personally.
mhm,
The support for black men to be there, to be present, to be um going to work or hugging their children or kissing their
mhm,
wives or doing something,
mhm,
something positive, something that will cause a optimistic shift in that person for the day, for the week, for as long as possible.
mhm.
So,
Besides you, who is your favorite poet?
um, well, I would say outside of my father,
Mm,
as my first. I have a multitude of poets who have um had a huge impact on my poetry. Um, One is Kamal Brathwaite,
mm,
um, Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, Nikki Giovanni, Saul
mhm,
Williams, Malik Youssef. I
mhm,
mean, I can just keep going on and on. I'm not just a poet. I'm also a student of the art form as well too. I love to see what other poets are doing. I love to see how other poets are expressing themselves. I love to see how other poets are writing. I'm a huge student of poetry. Actually, when I first got into writing poetry seriously, I literally took about a year and a half, maybe 2 years of just analyzing poetry.
Right.
Whether it be watching all the sets of their poetry, the sets of the youth session, the youth poetry slam that they had that was on the HBO as well too. Watching the DVD slam with Saul Williams movie, like just seeing wherever poetry and spoken word was at, I was there. I was analyzing. I was a student. Because
Right.
I wanted to see. I had this thing where if you want to be great at something, you have to watch how people are doing it, how they're operating from it, and if you want to become a master carpenter, a master barber, a master whatever craft you want to partake in, you're watching people who doing it already, and that's always has been me. If I want to get involved in something, I'm watching how people are doing it already, so I can
Right.
learn, but also how I can add my own energy and have my own direction into it.
I remember back in the 90s, every Friday night, I used to go to this bar in Fort Greene. It was owned by a Bajan guy. It's still there, actually, Michael Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
And every Friday night, it was
Brooklyn Moon.
poetry night, Brooklyn Moon. And he had tenants upstairs, so we couldn't clap. We had to snap our fingers. And that was the first time I saw Saul Williams. The very first time. And they would always leave Saul for last. He would always close out the evening. And it was standing room only. Any little corner you can, hold yourself in, you would stand up just to listen to all kinds of poets come through, talk about all kinds of things. But the crowning moment of the evening was Saul Williams. And he would do a piece that was a mile long, but you just eating up his words. And you always left the night full, right? Just ready to take on the week till you get replenished the following Friday. Do you think that creative writing is being properly used in elementary and high school to really help our kids?
No way. Mm-mm. Because I still feel that, like, even when I was in school, they're still pushing this old archaic medieval Shakespearean type thing, and you have to learn how to speak the language of the people that you're communicating with, right?
Right.
So not even giving them an avenue to express themselves. Like I was saying before, like I don't really see in much schools that they have creative writing programs or avenues for youth. It's not. It's definitely not a huge push for it. They say they want to do this, do that, but what avenues are being funded
Created.
or created for these youth to express themselves, right?
What is next for you and your words? Where do you want to see your words next? My question makes sense.
hmm I'm thinking of the answer. I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm working on visualizing it.
Hmm.
I would like to see my words next um, in Barbados and in Africa.
Mm. You gonna let your books get there first, or you actually being there 1st?
Both.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty sure you know who Adrian Green is.
Yeah,
Barbados, right?
yeah.
So another phenomenal poet.
Hmm.
To say people who know. I remember when, like I said, there was a time where I felt that Bayesian poets, man, I'm outside of Kamal Bray, I am the premier. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then I came across Adrian. I said, "Jeez, I got work to do."
Hmm. Hmm.
Phenomenal, phenomenal poet. but actually him and I, because you know this year was supposed to be the gathering,
Yes.
and
Yes.
actually him and I had a poem written together that was going to be in preparation for the gathering. So
Mm-hmm.
that would have been one place, the one answer to your question. I would see my words there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on the next step. So once everything open back up and clear up, um, that's my next stops is to go backwards,
Mm-hmm.
right? Have my
Go back
words.
and fetch it.
Yes, Sankofa, right?
Sankofa.
I had the lineage go from Africa to Barbados to here. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm now want to have my words take me back to the beginning.
Yeah. And it will happen from
Yeah.
your lips to God's ears.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you want to share with us before we get to the part of you doing the piece that I am requesting? Is there anything else you want to share with us? Anything you want to an aspiring writer to know? Someone who has all these thoughts but not necessarily want to share them with anybody, how to start? Or
Hmm.
because I have some clients who write amazing affirmation pieces. And I tell them, I says, listen, at the time where you are comfortable, this thing needs to be shared. Because we have to get to a point where we know that our words not, and you mentioned this, and our words not only heal us, but it will heal somebody else. You know? So a little words of wisdom for these aspiring writers.
Keep writing. A
Mm-hmm.
jewel that was given to me when I first started my writing journey. Never, 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 never discard or throw away any of the poems that you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it all together because you never know where you were supposed to write something, and at
Mm-hmm.
that period in time of your life, it was supposed to stop there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a certain time period supposed to go by where you were supposed to experience something else
Mm-hmm.
to continue that poem that you wrote or started writing a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
So keep your work, keep everything you write,
Mm-hmm.
and review it every once in a while. Look over it to see, can you add to it, or do you think this is done? I strongly recommend that because one of my first popular poems, Atlantic, that was written. I would say it took about 2 years to write. I first wrote maybe like the first quarter of it, um, and then maybe about a year and a half later, I went to sleep on my couch. I woke up in the middle of my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see what I wrote. It was dark. I wrote it in the middle of my sleep. I got up
Mm-hmm.
later on that day,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the poem complete itself. So
Wow.
yeah, that's when I also started to realize. I said, okay, these words are definitely not coming from me directly.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have things you may not have gone through what you were supposed to go through yet to finish
Mm-hmm.
what you're supposed to finish.
Yeah.
So be patient. Don't feel that I start this poem, I gotta finish it now, now, now. Be patient. Be patient. Perfection takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So relax, let the words flow
Mm-hmm.
as easy as possible for you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't feel any type of way that your words, oh, my poetry don't sound like this or don't rhyme like this. It's yours, right? It is yours. So
Mm-hmm.
how you express out way it's supposed to come out. So that anyone try to tell you, oh, it don't sound this and that, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
So if the person who received it didn't connect with it the way they wanted to connect with it, that's them.
Mm-hmm.
This is yours, your voice, your mind, your heart, your connection of the two, your synchronicity to bring it out to the world. It's yours.
Mm-hmm. I want to acknowledge Kevin Clark. He picked up the time 11:11.
Oh yeah, I see it. And I just said synchronicity. I didn't even see that in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. He says numbers appeared while watching this. How interesting! Because there's an energy here.
Yes.
I like I said, I don't go over an hour. Hour done, I done because 9 times out of 10 I have scheduled readings after this, so I have to prep myself. But like I always tell folks, when the ancestors speak, when spirit guides speak, when God speaks, when the universe speaks, listen, trust, and obey. Right? So for all who's here and this live right now, receive that 1111 and take it and use it for what it is supposed to do for you. And if you don't know what it means, look it up. I want to thank you for sharing with us. And somebody said it's having issues with the live. Are you hearing me? You're hearing me well, right?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
issues at all.
Yeah, there's no issues on our end. I want to thank you for spending time with us this morning, giving us these little nuggets to move forward with our writing, whether it's for our rituals, whether it's for our feelings, our journals, our affirmations. And, you know, even for me, and in my own fear is a harsh word, but for me not to express myself on paper, it takes a lot. And I only do it most of the times when I'm writing to my ancestors or the Orisha and pleading or asking or even thanking them for what they're doing for me and what they're doing for my clients and those who follow me on IG, especially in this time. But on that note, I want to shift it a bit because I want to bring some love energy into the moment. And I want you to do Caribbean Queen for the ladies, right? And whether you're from the Caribbean or not, you're going to take it in, you know. And after that, I am just going to allow the words to do what it has to do, and I would close out.
Okay.
So it's your platform.
Unfortunately,
Oh Lord.
I do not have Caribbean Queen at the forefront of my mind right now, but
Okay.
I have something better.
Okay.
See, Caribbean Queen is a short little snippet thing, but if anyone wants to hear and see it, they could definitely just go onto YouTube, put in Negus Adeyemi Caribbean Queen. You'll find the video for that. But I'm gonna leave something.
But wait, by the way, is the lady in the video your wife?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, this is a friend of mine.
Okay. She's beautiful, just like your wife, actually.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
do my best. I do what I can do.
All right,
Yeah.
so give us what you got, and once you're finished, I'm just gonna close out quietly.
All right. Yeah. Bed springs blossoming, all while her fragrant flower gets watered, and her two lips gives off the scent of divine effervescence and adolescence. Synchronized blessings as we come forth on this day. And I can't really
Do you have it written down somewhere?
Yeah, hold on. I got a word right there in my head stuck.
Oh.
Or
if you need to go and get where you have it written down and get it and read from
hold
it.
on, hold on. I got it right here. Hold on.
Okay. You got to start from the beginning, actually.
Yes.
And you got time. You see where we had to go over? Mm-hmm.
Ah, good. All right. I'm drawing a blank here too. Like I have. See when you have so many love poems, sometimes the word just crosses into another poem. and shifts. Well, let me see. I got you though.
You better.
I got you. Speaking of Atlantic, I'll do Atlantic.
Okay. Maybe that's what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want no lovey nothing.
Yeah,
You know how they do.
of course. But then, no, that piece here wasn't. It was a very sensual, erotic type
Hmm.
piece.
Hmm. Go
Um,
ahead.
yeah. Let me. I call my wife Atlantic. You see, whenever we make love, I would place her left leg in West Africa and her right leg in the West Indies. She would always have earthquake orgasms and produce an oceanic flow between the two regions. And like a true captain, I tried to handle the rough seas, but I always end up becoming thrown overboard. You see, oh my God, what's going on today?
I tell you, you need to go and get the writing wherever it is, the book.
Oh my, nah, I can't go. I can't go and say to the boys right now.
Oh,
But hold on. See,
okay.
man, I had this issue this morning when I got up today too. I was running through a poem in my head.
And you know the audience ain't gonna leave till they get the full poem.
I know. Oh
So
man, I
you,
had it this
it's
morning. I was like, I
11:20.
gotta give Simone a poem,
Somebody
and it
tell
was
you go and
just
get the book.
yes.
Get the book. If
Let me
even if
go.
the boys, whatever,
Let me
explain to
go.
them, and your wife will hold on to them a little longer for us.
Let me go. Let me grab the
Get,
book.
just get the book.
Let me get it for y'all.
We got time.
Good.
Everybody say get the book.
I'm gonna get my computer and get everything
Uh-huh.
sorted out for y'all.
Okay.
If you hear some screaming, everybody is my two cubs. Don't worry about that.
Somebody here say we got time.
Good.
Nobody's leaving the light until we get Atlantic. We don't even want Caribbean Queen anymore. We want Atlantic.
Mercy. Hey.
Somebody say hi, Daddy.
Yep. That's my computer. That's my computer.
Maya, I got your message, and I'll message you when I'm finished. Oh, while he's getting his stuff, next week's show is going to be very interesting because I will be interviewing a voodoo priest from Benin. I'm just telling them what is going on next week. So next week, I'm going to be interviewing a voodoo priest from Benin. It's going to be very different because we're going to have to bring in an interpreter um, because he does not speak English. He only speaks French. So I need you guys to be very patient with next week's live because I'll be speaking to the interpreter. The interpreter will be speaking to him, and then she's going to give us, or he's going to give us the information. So next week's show, 10 o'clock, and 9 times out of 10, I'm thinking that is going to go over the hour as well. So we may have to break and come back in. But he's a voodoo priest from Benin. At the time we'll be speaking to him, he's going to be in Mexico because he has spiritual children in Mexico. This spiritual this spiritual energy is moving people. So y'all either get on the bandwagon, y'all get on the truck, the bus, or whatever, and get that energy because folks are doing the work, right? So next week, voodoo priest, be patient with me because we're gonna have an interpreter. He only speaks French. And 10 o'clock on the dot, I don't be late. I'm waiting for nobody to get on live to start. You start, you start. So set your clocks. We're talking voodoo. And nobody don't come and tell me no nonsense on my live. You're getting blocked. You know how I roll, right? So, are you ready for us, sir?
No, I don't know what's happening.
Is this a technology thing?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Give me one. Give me.
Everybody holding.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got check out and come right back. Hold on. Less than a minute.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so he left. Right. So let me get back until he's going to come back to us. Right. So next week, a die-hard voodoo priest. Listen, straight out of Africa, peoples. Right? We're going to get to understand more about this faith, more about the practice, educate ourselves, get away from all the myths of what voodoo is and what it isn't. I'm touching everything, everybody, right? And I am sure that we're going to go over the hour, which I have to, talk to him and see if he's open to doing that. I am sure he will, because he's really looking to, talk to folks in North America and South America and the Caribbean about voodoo in Africa and how is making a shift. Because in this part, we only hearing about Haiti, and he's going to talk about, the difference between, the practices in Haiti versus in Africa, and how that transatlantic movement, may have changed up things in the island, but it's all the same thing, right? So come with your questions. We may have some audience members who only speak French, and the translator would have to translate the questions for us, and ask him. So I'm asking you guys to be patient with the live next week, as we learn through all these different spaces and language barriers. We're gonna knock all them barriers and challenges over and really get educated about this practice. We're going to have the Bible back next month, who he discussed numerology. He's going to talk about astrology. I'm also working on getting someone to come on and talk about yoga and, other different, just like how we talked this morning about writing, all the different avenues we could use, to strengthen ourselves spiritually and help with our spiritual journey. We're going to also talk about Orisha and the Orisha songs. I'm going to reach out to the lady today who's well known. She offers classes teaching about the different songs associated with the Orisha deities. We're going to discuss that and all manner of things. So even if you have a topic you want to learn, more about, you can reach out to me and say, Simone, can we talk about this? And if there's any practitioner out there who you trust, and obviously I'm going to vet them, that you would like for me to talk to, and you think your audience would benefit from it, we will do that as well. So we're gonna keep this program going. And I'm thinking too, on the last Sunday when I just speak with you guys, to give small businesses the opportunity to come on, like for 3 minutes, to talk about their business during the live, 3 minutes to talk about their business, what they have to offer, and use that as the opportunity for small businesses to come on and talk about what they're doing or what they have to offer. So I'm thinking I'm going to add that into the last live of every month, where it's just us, and give folks the opportunity to talk. So we're waiting for him to come back. Hopefully he comes back soon, because I'm running out of things to say. After the Voodoo Priest, he's September 13th. We're going to have on September 20th, Diana St. Clair. She is a 16-year-old advocate, and she's going to tell us about the work that she's been doing around trans rights, Black Lives Matter, and sex workers' rights. right? So we got a lot going on. Are you ready for us, sir?
Yes, I'm. What happened was something happened with this thing here. It dropped down, but
Well, your
okay.
audience still here. Nobody,
I
everybody
know.
just like people in the
I
kitchen cooking lunch.
you don't know
Don't let
how much
these wives get in trouble, eh? I don't have
you know,
lunch ready on time.
how much I appreciate the patience.
Okay.
I've been working on so much poems right now. New poems. I'm planning on putting out 2 books next year.
Nice.
2 poetry books, and
Nice.
memorizing new material and then resurfacing old material sometimes is, you know. But here we go. I'm gonna give you Atlantic, and then I'm gonna give you the other poem that I have forgot as well too. So,
Okay. You got time, baby. Go
ah,
for it.
yes. Here we go. I call my wife Atlantic. You see, whenever we make love, I would place her left leg in West Africa and her right leg in the West Indies. She would always have earthquake orgasms and produce an oceanic flow in between those 2 regions. And like a true captain, I tried to handle the rough seas, but I always end up becoming engulfed. Being thrown overboard in this case isn't bad because I know that she has fully opened up to me and wants all of me to be inside all of her. You see, these waters don't contain the saline taste as other waters, but an actual demerara taste that gives me instant cavities once invading my mouth, cleansing all of my skin. I feel so pure and like a new man once I reach land again. You see, my wife always reminds me of why I married her. She tells me that anyone can swim in a pool, but it takes a real swimmer to survive deep in an ocean. Remembering how these same waters were the source of transporting my ancestors, I become vexed and start viciously splashing in these waters. Thinking about all the people that didn't make it across, that were thrown overboard and fed to sharks in these waters. You see, I then think again about how grateful I am to be in these waters where my ancestors once were. So with the spirits of my forefathers and foremothers, I stay afloat, showing her that with this power, I plan to give it all of my might to survive in these waters. High tide, low tide, can't interrupt how I am riding her waves, now smiling at how I am able to reincarnate where many have died, to now being able to create life in this region. I hold my breath, squint my eyes, my body shivers and begins to lock. And while I explode in her waters and become submerged, a soul is going to be placed in the life that I am going to create. So men, tell your wives that it is time to bring back the kings and queens that didn't have the opportunity to survive. And I want to bring them back to life in your Atlantic Ocean.
We getting another one, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For the wait and the patience and the mishaps is definitely
Yeah.
got get something else too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Atlantic. That was the poem I spoke about earlier where
Hmm.
I wrote a quarter of it, and then the other portion came to me about a year and a half later.
Hmm. Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you,
Yeah. I
if you
remember you
if you
talking about
read
it.
it,
Yeah.
if you read it though, it doesn't feel like time has passed between the poem. It feels like a seamless piece.
Hmm.
So yeah, so here's the other poem that I was initially gonna give you guys, but I had slipped up as well too.
Hmm.
But I got it now. It's
Hmm.
called Aquatic Equinox. Bed springs blossoming, all while her fragrant flower gets watered, and her 2 lips give off the sense of divine effervescence and goddess presence. Sacredly and simultaneously, giving me this gift that will one day uplift our future. And while only a few may turn away from where they came from, I find it cumbersome how a submersible cucumber can make you peacefully slumber in soliloquy. Similar similes with longevity, emphatic epiphanies, all while you continuously count Z's only to wake up to again be penetrated, fully reinvigorated, realign chakras from the frequencies of your moans and groans, transforming this space to smell like cedarwood, lavender, and cinnamon, sacredly screaming, high notes peaking like Minnie Riperton, all while your sweet nectar drips down to the crack of your ass. And now that's what I call a honeymoon. Full or crescent, your lunar love is magnificent. You see, when we start, there are no time outs allowed. It feels fabulous times 5. It's le fleur, le fly, and skoshka. As we continuously click boots that I prepared to camp in overnight, and the experience is always wrapped perfectly as if we were in a nori roll, constantly having me out of control while nourishing me at the same time. Passionately engaged, our feelings silently become encaged, only to instantly explode upon this page. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Whee!
you.
Had to get it back.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we're going to have you back again.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't get rid of me now for sure. Thank you so much. And give my love to your wife and the boys.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
and you take care and be safe. And until next time.
Yes, all right, Simone. Thank you. Everybody in the chat, everybody there, enjoy. Be good. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye-bye.